It is the technology show where we translate geek
into regular speak.
Into regular speak. And so we've got to do something with the lights.
Why?
Like we all look very illuminated. Either that or we need a suntan.
No. I glow. Is what you should be saying. Okay. I glow.
Angela's glowing, and I'm like, look at my shirt. Looks like I've got a halo coming off here. It's like, anyway.
It's like your the RoboCop thing. That's your battery power thing.
iMAC.
Yeah.
I wish. My wife wishes. I wish I had his money. Anyway.
Kate wishes you were Iron Man too.
Yeah, I think so. Well, let's get on with the show. We've got some really fun, exciting things. And speaking of things with a Z. So you're going to do the shuffle now. It's all in there.
I'm still glowing though.
You are still glowing. So we did the shuffle, and I reached out to David from Jabra again today, because Jabra is doing some really cool stuff on LinkedIn. Like, they're posting some really cool stuff.
I saw some stuff, yes.
And I was cheeky, and I said, hey, David, we still need a panel
Still waiting.
Look, you see? Anyway, so there it is. So things with a Z.
Can we take a screenshot and send that to him?
Of this?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that and go Apple Shift 4 and go like that. Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send that to him.
And then we'll send it to him.
Right. We're live. Let's carry on with the show. So things with a Z. These are the JLab Epic Air ANC. Now, if you come from South Africa, you don't want to use the word ANC. That's the leading political party.
Yes. Yeah.
This is active noise cancelling. Now, I actually brought them. For once I did a review, I brought them for you to touch, feel, and play at the same time. I have to say, so it's a headset, right? You open it there.
Don't touch.
Don't touch. Smack. So let's can I help you there? There we are. Yeah, there we go.
They're childproof.
There we go. So I knew you go. So hear me out, right? And we just talked about Jabra now at the start.
They've got little lights.
There's lots of lights. There's lights at the top, there's lights at the bottom.
Yeah.
I love my Jabras.
Yeah.
Okay. I have the 75Ts. They are fantastic. They're comfortable. I actually can change the picture. Before I change the picture, I'm going to leave this for a reason. Now, you're holding them in your hand.
Yeah.
Can you see on the screen that what the viewers can see, there's a little wire coming out? You've got that on your box.
Yeah.
That's so you can charge it if you need to charge the box. Now, before you go, well, that's quite short. The whole bottom of the box is wireless. You can put that down on a wireless charger and it will charge. But if you're out and you need to boost, that little piece just peels out. You just peel that out and it plugs into your computer or into a charger. So it's really clever. So that's the first thing, is the clever design.
Okay, so it's mobile, literally. Yeah.
So that's what you were showing. I brought the pictures up. Yeah. It's Bluetooth. It's independent. It's got like 40 hours of battery life combined with the charging and what's in the charger.
Wow. Yeah.
It's got an app. No buts. There's actually no buts. Okay, so I've done some screenshots for you.
Yeah, they look very ergonomic.
They are ergonomic.
You know, they're not
very
like
comfortable.
Straight, like you might be able to actually run with these.
You can. They're sweat-proof as well. Now, remember last week we talked about RP?
Yep.
So these are RP55. 5.
Water resistant.
Correct, and sweat-proof.
See?
So they are sweat-proof.
Iverson.
Nice little app that you can see there. So it shows you when you take them out, it will show you the battery power. You've got an equalizer with a default, or you can change it to, you can set those E1 to E4.
From the app.
All from the app. It updates from the app. You customize the controls. It teaches you how to use it as well.
Isn't it funny now, from a design perspective, industrial design perspective, just take a moment now.
Sure.
When you look at something like this and you think they're very simple, right? It's just the box, okay, power, backup, whatever, and then you've got the earpieces. Now, to think that you might want to control or have an equalizer or do anything else, instead of having to be limited by designing any of those things into this, it's all controlled via the app. What an industrial design revolution that is.
There would be. The only reason I think that they wouldn't do is maybe the cost aspect, like to put that kind of intelligence
but they would be bigger.
But then it's big. So that was the only thing I would say about these, is that compared to like my Jabra size one, which is it's double. But it's got a wireless conductor inside.
Yeah, it's
so
not
that's
that
why
much.
you need to.
It's not
in the
that
pocket,
much
I did feel it.
Yeah.
Like you can feel the bulge a bit more with that.
But if you had a man bag.
If I had a man bag, I'm not an Ishay, but
My brother's got a man bag.
Is he an Ishay?
We call him pussy bag, but
Cotton Ishay, but
and he's always like,
right? Am I getting the accent? No.
So from that perspective, most guys, have a jacket or deeper jeans.
They can go into my laptop bag anyway.
Yeah, which is
here's the best part. Here's the best not the best part.
Best part.
There's 3 sound zones inside it. So you've got hear through, so that you can hear what's going on around you.
Yeah.
You've got noise cancelling on and noise cancelling off. So it does
everything
that the really big brands do.
Yeah.
It's got similar battery life.
But you have to do that all from the app though.
You do it from the app, or you can tap. So you tap on it. So it's got controls. These are all smart controls. You can tap it, answer calls, fast forward, etc., etc. Here's the kicker.
Kicker.
If you go,
how much?
Right. So
is that the kicker?
These are the kicker.
JLab, how much, JLab?
Those are $100. Yes. Now, if you go to our link,
believe you.
If you go to the link, which I'm scrolling on the screen, and you can see that
are these in our mall?
They're in our mall.
They're on the technology show.
They're in the technology show shop.
On the mall?
On the mall, and for 4 days, ending Friday. Sunday, I think 4 days. $69.99. So, and that comes from the US. So it's US dollars. So it's about $80 Australian.
Oh, I'm going to get some.
And I think they're even throwing in a free gift as well of a little pair of wired earphones. But here's the thing: these are headsets. Now, I need to mention Arya because Arya is a headset junkie. I'm going to tag him up on this. In fact, I'll even maybe let him play. Actually, no, that's gross. And they have to go in his ears. You're showing them. The sound is really, really good. I was overly impressed about how good the sound is at such a low price point.
And when you buy them, you automatically download the app.
Yes,
that's
you
included in the price.
Yeah, it's there.
And that pairs them with anything that you want.
Correct.
That's just that's incredible.
It is incredible. At $100, they're good value. Your Sony's,
at $69,
your
they're
Jabbras,
even better. They're like $400-500.
Correct.
And you can get them on the technology show shop.
You can.
At the SME Mall.
Correct.
.org.
So you can go to smemall.org and you can just search Epic, because that's what they call the Epics, or just JLab. You'll see them there. It'll take you through. There's an overview. Click the link. It'll take you through.
And when you go to the technology show shop on the SME Mall, there's other stuff.
Lots of everything we review.
Everything that we review.
My
favorite.
There we go. Look, I actually put the sale tag. Look how good I'm getting at my design now.
And guess what? Everything that's on the technology show shop, I personally love. I think you should design love hearts.
What's love hearts?
An Angela recommendation.
Oh, put an Angela. We have to get a little
rating.
That's cool. Let's get a little caricature.
Because I love all the stuff that we put on the technology show shop.
Yet?
I haven't got them yet, but I've been telling everyone about them as if I've got them. So first, I loved the drumsticks more than anything.
Now, while you're doing that, I'm actually
these have now moved up in the ranking. And in case my sister-in-law watches the show, sometimes she does, and she listens. There might be your birthday present, might be that round other thing.
That round, that you can see on the screen. Well, that's what I'm looking for.
That's in the show shop. For anyone that says
that we don't technology do these things live.
So these are really good, and they're on sale in the technology show
only
shop.
Only for 3 days or 4 days.
4 days.
That's it.
SMEmall.org.
Okay, so I think I'm right.
I think.
There it is. I was right. So you can see that there's a picture of the D-Bot, last week's review.
The D-Bot, yes, it mops.
It's on Amazon at the moment for $4.09.
How much are we selling it for?
It was $5.99. It's $4.09. Go through the
sale.
Link. Click the link. It'll take you through. We've put the link update in there. It'll take you through to Amazon. So it's Australian stock. I don't know how long that's going to last.
JLab.
At $4.09, it's $190 off. So there's really good deals on the store.
Amazing deals.
I'm going to, so basically that wraps up. So that's why I did do an app of the week. It is an app. It's a product.
It's a combo.
I've used a lot of cheap earphones before.
But
they're uncomfortable.
There's nothing cheap about these.
You can change the little rubbers. It comes in the pack. Yeah. And I think, to be fair, what I did is I used them for an entire day. So I woke up in the morning, all the phone calls that I made, I used these. Walking around, I used these. On the train, I use these, etc., etc.
They only come in black.
They only come in black.
I don't mind that. That's okay.
They only come in black. Yeah. But yeah, for now on sale for $70. That's let's call it 80 with exchange rate. I think that's an absolute win. Do they work with Apple products, or will I be plagued with problems?
Hi, Stephen.
Stephen asked
Hi,
that question.
Sean. Happy hump day to you too.
Stephen, you're talking to the biggest Apple fan in the world. There's my iPhone, and I'm on a MacBook, and they most definitely do work.
Cult follower, Apple cult follower.
They're seamless. As soon as you connect them, it pops up like AirPods do, saying connected.
Hi, Paul.
So it's all good. Right. I think that brings us to the end of Things with a Z. Oh, I'm getting better at that. What have we got? Business tech news. Okay, this is when I try and get creative with our little design.
Did you?
What's that, Angela?
Your cousin?
That's nice. It probably is.
Well, your cousin Larry, to be specific.
Yeah, you see Larry. Well, Larry the loser, right? And that's why we're calling him Larry the loser. So, 2 people died. This is not funny. This is like 2 people died in a Tesla because they were not in the driver's seat.
They're in the back seat.
So I'm just going to show people that is the vehicle.
Why?
Okay, it got cut up and they had to rescue people and fire and all those wonderful things. Now, just in case people don't know, for Australia, where the arrow is now, that is called the driver's seat. This is where you sit and control a vehicle. The person that was in this car, one of them was a doctor and one was an electrician. So these are intelligent people, what you would think. Okay. I don't know which one was supposed to be the driver, but they were sitting in the back. So there was someone in the passenger seat, someone in the back seat. They put onto autopilot and they crashed and died. Now, that's just stupid. That's really stupid. So this is not the doom and gloom. This is not a go at technology.
It didn't happen in Australia.
It happened in Texas.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to go there, okay? I was going to try and keep it. But the point is, like, autonomous driving is a little temporary thing. Like, you take your hands off the wheel for 2 seconds, and if you read the manuals, it says to make sure you keep your hands there. It wants to feel pressure so that it knows that you're there. Don't get in the freaking backseat of the car. No car drives itself. There isn't one. Okay,
I'm just going to ask because everyone else is thinking it. What were they doing in the back seat of the car?
No, one was in the passenger seat and one was in the back.
Were they drunk?
So you know what? No, we don't know.
I don't understand. What is the reason of one sitting in the front and one sitting in the back?
Don't
bring me stories that you don't know.
Here's the story, right? I want to show you something cool. I'm going to sit in the back of my car while it drives. Watch this. That's probably.
Well, what does it? Okay, the idiot that sits in the back that says "Watch my car."
Turn that picture up. It's terrible.
Right, but the idiot that stays sitting in the front.
He's an idiot as well for letting it happen. But look, there's people that are apparently selling things that you can clip on your steering wheel that makes it feel like there's pressure so that the sensors think someone's sitting there so that you can get out the car or sit next to it.
So
people
that's just
filming videos of themselves in the back.
So this shouldn't
be a Tesla idiot.
This shouldn't be called business tech news. This should be called
idiot tech news.
Stupid person segment.
What do they call those awards they do every year? The Darwin Awards.
Darwin Awards, or how about the ripe tomato one?
Yeah, that's I think it's for bad movies.
Yeah, same thing.
Right, so moving along to more nicer things. You know what that drone is?
The Mars drone.
It is the Mars drone. So why it was so important?
When you're relevant online.
Why it was so important is that there's no atmosphere there, which means flying was going to be always going to be a tricky feat. So they were really excited about this. What I've done now is I have to bring our friends, the flat earthers and the conspiracy theorists, into it. So we don't really know if they flew a drone.
Maybe it had.
Maybe it was just some.
Maybe it was a green screen, and then they put the virtual
I put the whole studio and got the boom. Look how good I'm getting at cutting out people and stuff. So this was for my father-in-law. Hi, Ivan. Because I always have a go at him about the moon landing, like it never happened, and he told me how he sat there and he watched it. And
hi, Dave.
Dave says, great to see you broadcasting. Hey, Dave, thanks. It's good to be broadcasting. I really love the fact that we can be interactive on the show.
Dave's actually talking to me.
Broadcasting for us?
Yeah, I think he's talking to me.
Okay, what's Dave talking to you about?
Because he does broadcasting as well.
Okay.
He's a phenomenal online brand. Extremely talented person.
Well, we have to get him the show. Does he do tech stuff?
And we're friends.
Cool. Hey, Dave. So, is it a conspiracy theory? Did they fly because there is an atmosphere? I'm actually going to be seeing my father-in-law tonight. I know he watches the show, so I'm sure he's going to have a go at me like, oh, the moon's real and blah, blah, blah. Moving along. Have you seen those ugly things on the streets in Sydney?
I have.
Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know what that is a phone booth from Telstra.
Because young people may not know that there are phone booths because...
I should have found a picture of one of those old red things, where people used to do drugs and have sex at night, like with a cool box.
No, that's Superman's box.
Oh,
that's where he went to get changed.
In fact, can you imagine that when they're watching Superman, they go,
and
hey,
Doctor
Dad, what's
Who.
that?
Doctor Who is a police phone boothie thing.
Is he? Does he
Doctor Who.
Does Doctor Who travel through he does travel through the booth. That's right.
The TARDIS. Where
He
you
does.
been, brother?
No, well, it's a British show. It's not really that great. So this back of this is a 1.9 meter digital screen that can serve adverts.
Yeah.
And thankfully, our good friends and neighbors at Victoria and Brisbane have said, sorry for you, we're not falling for that trick. You cannot put these monstrosities up in our city. Look, Sydney are just money grabbing people, so they've allowed it so they can get their revenue share.
Au contraire.
Au contraire. Well, we've got them.
Au contraire.
Okay.
We are currently Brisbane City Council and Melbourne City Council.
Yes.
And Sydney City Council.
Yes.
Are all in court against this.
But Sydney still has them. I just walked past it
because they are existing ones that are upgraded.
Is for new ones.
And they have tried. Well, if you will take notice of the second diagram.
Which one?
The one with the screen.
Yeah, this one.
And on the bottom of that screen, what does it say?
JC Deco.
Correct.
That's the outdoor company.
They are in partnership with Telstra.
Yes.
That does these things.
Yes.
And they have lost their contract with the city.
Oh, that's quite interesting.
Is it?
That's actually very interesting. So, look, I'm a big fan of them not getting it. I think these things are hideous. Even people that are homeless have mobile phones. I mean, I've seen that. So you don't need a call box. It's
so
just
the
a
reason.
ruse.
So can we say why they exist like that?
Sure.
So there is something called the Telecommunications Act in Australia, where telcos have the ability to override any part of the legislature, including planning. And these really should go through a DA for planning. But when they install them under the guise of being a Telecommunications Act, that's why they're a telephone booth with digital signage, so they can get away with it.
Right.
If they only had digital signage, they'd have to go through a DA process and get knocked back. Okay, peoples?
So they're playing the game.
Hi, Norton.
The game's been called. So you're not going to be seeing those anymore. I remember what they did do with the old-fashioned ones is they made them hotspots, which I thought was clever.
Yes.
That we needed.
If you were a Telstra customer.
Which is fine. Or you could buy it. You could buy access.
Yeah.
So it offered you, I think it's called Telstra Air.
But now
everyone's got mobile and data. We don't need it.
Free Wi-Fi is being rolled out everywhere slowly.
Correct.
And
just on that note, public service announcement, please be careful of free Wi-Fi, everyone. Like, did you watch last night on A Current Affair how they showed how you can hack into people's cameras?
I was watching
Wi-Fi.
MasterChef.
Okay. So just a caution, free Wi-Fi is not free anyway. Okay. What else have we got? Ooh.
There was something green. Something.
Who's that? I was wanting to see if you could guess the logo before it actually came up. So Spotify,
my brother's just discovered Spotify.
Really?
Yeah, for Greek music.
Oh, it's got everything. Look, I like Spotify.
And he's got a speaker too.
I'm a big fan. So Spotify has just launched a thing called Thing. Oh, wait, not that thing. Not that thing. Sorry.
I remember Thing.
So that's called Car Thing. So not that thing, which is M's family thing.
We've moved on. We've moved on, Brett.
Thing. Oh, I'm enjoying this.
We've moved on.
Thing. Okay. So this is Car Thing. It is currently rolling out in the States. You see what I did there, Angela? Rolling out car. Anyway.
No.
So it's currently rolling out in the States only, but it will come here. We're a very big market for Spotify. We're an important market. So you can see how it works. You clip that onto your dashboard, like on the air vents. And if you've got a Spotify account, all your content, that big round wheel, you scroll through like the old jukeboxes. And then you can see the little button like below it. You click that and it actually plays. So they're basically trying to take ownership of your car so that you don't listen to Apple Music, Google Music, Deezer, Tidal. There's so many other music services.
Yeah.
By making a cool thing, not that cool thing. By making a cool thing, they could. I can't help myself. I
get a grant from the government to work with him.
This is your working with special people. It's only $6.99
American dollars.
Yeah, but you pay postage basically. That's it. As long as you got a premium account, it works.
$699.
No. $6.99. $7.
$7 for the screen.
So what they've done for the car thing.
For the car thing.
So not this thing.
Not that thing.
You can't get that thing. For this thing. So basically what they've done, I think this is ingenious. Really ingenious.
It's nearly free.
Correct. It's like the print and ink model, right? If you give away a printer, people have to pay for the ink. So they put this device in, and your commitment is that you keep the subscription, the premium subscription, which I think is about $7 to $11 a month, depending on which version you do, family, sharing, individual, etc. No ads. It's brilliant. So they get to own you. They get to serve you. Because it's a screen, you could start getting visual communications coming through as well. This is one to watch.
So how does it connect to your car?
It powers off the cigarette lighter, and it just uses an auxiliary in or Bluetooth connection if you have a smartish, like your car.
Yeah, I have a smart car.
So there we go. So that's car.
I have a smart car with a smarter driver than the Tesla, I can tell you that.
You know what? Anyone's going to be smart in the car with that driver.
Okay, car thing done. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Okay, so what was missing last week's show? I'm surprised you never picked this up. What didn't happen on last week's show? Can you remember that far back, given how much we do during the week? No. Well, I'll tell you, and I'll tell the listeners. I didn't mention Apple once. Not once. I never had an Apple product. I never reviewed an Apple product. I didn't mention Apple. You can go back to this. No, didn't do it. So I need to make up for it. Oh boy, am I going to make up for it. So when you get up,
Apple.
That's Apple's Spring. That's what they did their spring launch at 3 a.m. Australian time.
Oh yes.
And yes, I am stupid enough to get up and watch it.
Did they launch a new iPad Pro?
Well, stay tuned and watch out. So there was a few major announcements. The one that I haven't put on here, I'll just quickly mention because we can't get in the country, is Applecard, their credit card, which has been around for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Again, not here. They're now going to allow it to be a family card so that both people that use the card get the benefit of the credit score. Because what most banks do is if I have a card and I give my spouse a card, I get the credit score benefits. She doesn't because she's not on credit.
Oh.
So Apple's now correcting the wrong.
Right.
If you're spending and behaving, you should also get the credit. So they talked about that. Anyway, moving along. First thing was the new purple color iPhone 12. They've just launched that new color. So they've got quite a few different colors.
Why hasn't it got 3 cameras?
That's just the 12. You and I've got the Pro.
Oh, it's got.
So that's the 12 that comes up with that, and it's got the glass back.
Purple.
It is nice, but I'm glad they started with this, because if this had been how they ended the show, I would have got up at 3 o'clock in the morning for nothing. So moving swiftly along, purple phone.
Tile.
Do you know Tile?
No.
So Tile's a little thing.
Clearly.
Not the other thing.
Not the other
thing. Go
thing.
back in the slides?
No.
So Tile's a little thing that you clip onto your key rings or put in your bag or whatever, that if you can't find them, there's an app. I've got a Tile. You push the button and it starts beeping. So you can listen for it and go and find it. So you can find your wallet or your car keys.
Whatever it's clipped to.
They've been around for a long time. Unfortunately, I think they are going to be no more. What you're looking at now is the new Apple AirTag. Now, we knew this was coming out because the new iOS talks about an AirTag inside its code. And what the AirTag does is, first you can buy these nice little accessories, like these little leather accessories.
Of course you can.
And what you do is, you've got Find My on your phone, Find My iPhone, and it looks after your AirPods, your Mac, your iPad. There are 1 billion devices in the world that are connected. So Apple effectively has this whole network around the world of devices that can talk to each other anonymously. So the AirTag, you can drop it in your wallet, you can add onto your car keys, you can put it into your kid's favorite little bunny, so if it ever gets lost, and if you lose it, you ping it, and it starts finding it for you. It will find it on a map. If you're close by, the screen turns into proximity with an arrow, saying you're getting closer.
So for all you parents out there who really do believe that your kids are lying to you about where they're going,
no, You can't track them.
Why?
So these were some of the questions that they answered.
Why can't you track them?
So privacy is very important. You cannot track humans. This is about finding products.
If you've got a phone.
You can do that anyway if your kid's got a phone, but you could track the tag if it's your tag. So yes, you could hang that on your kid's school bag.
Yeah.
And then you could track it. Yes, definitely. Here's the best part. Although it's using their billion device network, no data moves through it. So no one will be able to know whose device it's going through.
You can tag your husband when he says he's going somewhere and he's not.
You can. But now it works on the opposite. If someone drops a tag into your bag or into your car, and it's not identified by your phone, but it starts beeping, it starts sending a signal, you'll get an alert telling you that there's a traitor tag in your immediate environment. So let's say, for example, now this is a negative, but it's a positive negative. Let's say that there are those pedophile type characters that hover around a school kid, drop one in their school bag, and now they can start tracking the tag. That tag will start alerting the parents that also have tags that there's a foreign tag that's come into their ecosystem. Or if someone drops one in your car, because they want to track you, as soon as your phone turns on, it's going to tell you that there's a tag that's not part of your family.
So you have to sync a tag.
You have to sync it. You have to give it permission. You have to name it. Right. This is the last little bit, which is quite quirky, fun. You see how it's got KS on it?
Oh, you
can get them branded with emoticons or logos, and that's free.
Customize.
So I think
individualize.
Tile is no more.
Bye-bye Tile.
Yeah, this one, and this works down to hyper accuracy. So we were expecting this announcement.
Right.
It did come. It's fantastic.
So what's it called?
AirTags.
Right.
One will set you back. These are US prices, $29, and I think it was $99 for a pack of 4. So it's $25 each. So what's that? $32?
Yep.
Nice. So Gail, I really do have to throw Gail under the bus here. My nickname for her is "Where's my?" Because all you ever hear from girls, "Where's my phone? Where's my keys? Where's my?" So now I'm going to buy some tags.
Because you take them and hide them.
I'm going to put cute little emoticons for Gail with her little hair on. You can use all the emoticons, and I'm going to put them on her keys. I'm going to put them in her bag, in her purse, anything that she keeps losing. Maybe
you know what she never loses, and she never says, "Where's my husband?" She never says that.
No, because I'm always here. I'm here. I'm available. Anywho, so that was AirTags. Is it new? Not really, because Tile's been around forever, but it's better. Okay. This
Apple TV.
So, Gail, I'm sorry I threw you under the bus, but you always ask me what you can buy me for my birthday. I really, really want one of these.
Why?
Okay, I'll tell you why. So I've got the old Apple TV, Generation 3. Okay, I can't play. It doesn't have memory in that. Now, the current Apple TV has a hard drive, 32 and 64 gigs. So does this one. The other one's also 4K. That's not new. What's new about this is two main things. Well, the processor, obviously the speed. They've redone the entire remote. Okay, so the remote works. Remember like the old iPods? You can fast forward. Like the wheel system. It tracks better. On the side, you can't see in that picture, but here, like the same as your iPhone, on the side over here is a dedicated Siri button, which means there'll now be another device that ignores me in the house when I talk to it. It is so much better for gameplay, like the control, so you can play Apple Arcade on it. This new one connects to a PlayStation or an Xbox controller, so that you can use the controller. It also has Bluetooth for sound. So if I want to watch TV and people are sleeping or whatever, I can do it via Bluetooth. So I can connect my JLabs, which are available in the shop.
SME, if they're in the SMEmall.org and they're on the Technology Show shop in the mall. Go. And they're on special 4-day sale.
So really, really great. Now, given how we've talked about Apple Fitness, the arcade, all these new services that need the Apple TV, it was a great launch. We were expecting something in the space.
You keep telling me we were expecting that.
Well, the Mac rumors.
Give me something that we don't expect.
Well, the purple phone was pretty much it. Oh, there is one more thing. So, how sexy is that?
What new is desktop. That? It's the new Mac.
Look at those. Now, this is not just an advert, Angela.
Oh, they've got colours.
Those are those colours. I'm actually going to go back to that. That is 11.5 mils thick.
But
I'm like an iPad.
That's the entire piece, isn't it? That's the hard drive.
Everything's inside there.
Yeah.
Everything. So without going into too much of the technical stuff, the new M processor that they have allows it to do this. The speakers allow for Dolby Atmos. It's 24 inches, not 21 inches. 4 Thunder ports.
But on Windows.
You might change when you see this. Their new center stage camera technology, which I'll talk about again just now. In fact, I'm going to show it to you, is amazing. Price was good. I think it was like $14.99.
Wow.
So for an all-in system, the colors are beautiful.
That's ridiculous, Brett. That's
just
so
have
cheap.
a look at those.
I know.
The colors are absolutely beautiful. I mean, that becomes a piece in your home.
Yeah.
Because you normally see the back of a computer, right?
Yeah.
So
it's beautiful.
It really is beautiful.
And it's minimal.
Designed beautiful.
Yeah, it's all minimal.
I think they've done an incredible job with this device. Can you see that little piece over down here? Like where you see the color bar?
Yeah.
That whole strip there is where all the working parts of the rest is just pure screen. It's just unbelievable. Oh, and then that little dot, you see the little dot here?
Yep.
So the power goes through here. They've even done that with a magnet.
Oh.
So you don't have to try and fiddle to get through with it's just all MagSafe, just connects off. So if you want to move it, my prediction, people are going to take the arm off and they're going to start mounting these on walls. Because I mean, it makes a beautiful TV screen. It's got Dolby Atmos in a smaller room or a little conference room. That to me, and that price, it's fantastic with a camera built in, everything. Yeah. This to me was really exciting. I think I wasn't expecting this. This is the part that I wasn't expecting. 4K, massive processor, really, really exciting. The new iPad, which we were expecting.
The new iPad Pro.
iPad Pro, 2 sizes, 11-inch and 12.9-inch.
Yep.
5G built in.
Yes, this is what I found exciting because I am about to probably decommission my existing iPad because I've had it for 7 or 8 years.
That long, and you still okay? Now there's a testament to Apple, right? Apple's products last and they work. Unfortunately, I have to say, this is still not enough for you. This is not going to replace your Surface because it's still an iPad.
Yes, I don't want it for that.
But I'm saying that for people as well.
Because it's an independent device.
Correct.
That has its own internal 5G or SIM. You can get it with a SIM.
Yeah. 5G. And
that
it's SIM card that will support 5G.
That's right. That's what I want because it's your plan B if connectivity is the most important thing for you, and connectivity in terms of you need something bigger than a phone to deal with.
Well, let me show you what's really cool about this. Now, I mentioned that it's in the new iMAC.
Yep.
They've launched, so their new cameras run at 122 degrees.
Right.
So you know the problem that we have here. Hey, Jabra, we have the problem here. Just hashtag say.
We won't when we get the new iPad.
122 degrees. Now, the center stage technology does the following. I actually put a video in here. Watch this. As you move, it moves. That device is not moving. And then if you come into screen, it moves to there.
No.
So when you're having calls, it adjusts. That's what center stage. That's their new
software. So imagine the selfie videos things that you can take.
Correct. Well, that's what it's about. So just watch it again.
Well, that's why I need it.
Because it's 122 degrees wide, it finds him, sees that she's closer, and pans and corrects itself. So if you're having a Zoom call or you're doing a present, like what we're doing now, okay, I'd have to figure out how to get the PowerPoint presentation in there as well, because StreamYard, the technology we use to broadcast, would work on an iPad. The speaker's amazing. The mic is amazing. This camera technology is amazing. It's paper thin. It's got huge battery life. That is awesome. You know, if you get 12.9 inches, that's almost the size of my MacBook.
Yeah.
So that same camera is on the iMac. So if you're sitting having a call at home and you have to move back to go and fetch something, it will pan with you. So,
but you can get whether it's the iPad Pro or the iMac.
Yes.
You can get it with your Windows-based programs.
Of course you can. So you can, and this is what I was going to say earlier when I said this is not for you, but I know you do have separate devices. I'm dying to give up my MacBook and move to just an iPad. I love the concept of the pencil. I love they have a smart cover that makes it look like the iPad with the touch. I really do. I love the mobility. I love the battery life. It cannot do the heavy work. I have 30,000 tabs open at the same time.
Yeah.
It can't do that yet. Well, I'm going to check it with the new M1 processor. Maybe it can, because again, the iPad Pro, the 12-inch, the big one, starts at $1,099.
Yeah,
which is really cheap compared to $3,000 for my laptop.
Or $4,000 or $5,000 for an iPad for a Surface Pro.
Oh, that's ridiculous though. Microsoft have gone crazy on that pricing point.
That
is crazy.
That is the biggest barrier that might stop me from ever buying it again.
Yeah.
I'm into my second one, but I saw
that pricing. I was
because
like, whoa.
They call it a Surface Pro. It's not. There's nothing pro about it as far as I'm concerned.
It's a professional rip-off. The other thing is that it has the Thunderbolt port, so not the little iPhone connector. So you can put an external hard drive. You can link it to an external monitor.
Yep.
And it plays out at 6K. So it really is a super device. I'm itching to get one. I'm still using an old iPad. I just don't need it because I do my heavy work on my MacBook and I do my reading and my browsing on the iPad. This would be a nice to have, not need to have. But I know that the itch will come as and when I do get to play with it. But if this new M1 processor can do that heavy lifting, Kate's been hinting for a new computer. Maybe there's a MacBook that he could get, and I could finally move to that with an iPad, a big iMac at home. That would be, because the price of an iMac and an iPad is cheaper than a MacBook Pro. That's the reality. So there's your portability.
And they don't make the MacBook Pro with a pen.
No, you can't use it on touchscreen. No.
Yeah.
So that actually might be the thing.
That's an incredible, because for people out there that do a lot of typing or a lot of work, not having a mouse.
So the iPad, you can use the pad, and you can use a mouse and a pen on a mouse and a keyboard on an iPad.
Yep.
You can do that. But I'm just thinking aloud here, instead of buying Kate a new machine and having to cough $1,500, nothing wrong with my machine. I give him my machine. I cough $1,500 on the new big iMac.
Yep.
And I get myself a Pro. So when I go, I take all my documents with me on there, do what I need to do. And when I come back, I do the heavy work or not. Now the question is, do I go blue to match the phone and watch and everything else? So that was the Apple event.
I love those things. I love how, as we're progressing in our device world, we know all the time that we have different needs. So within 1 year, you may have different needs, business needs or personal needs, that will define the next device that you buy, that may or may not be interconnected. I will say, and I am always, anti-Apple cult, but I will say that the most disappointing thing in the Windows operating world is that they just don't keep up with super cool.
I thought you were going to say Windows
devices,
because that would have been the most disappointing thing for me in the Windows world. The last thing I left out,
it's that Microsoft and Microsoft suppliers, as in you can get a Dell or something else like that. Like I have another laptop that's a Dell and it's a touch screen, but it's just not nice. It's not.
So here's the part that I left out here, and this is Apple for you. The keyboard and the mouse that launches.
Sold separately?
Always. But you can get it with the matching colors. So when
pretty.
Here, it would be the same orange or green and that here, and the same for the raised little trackpad and the keyboard, which is very Apple-esque. That's how they do it. They've also integrated, that was the other thing, Touch ID into the portable keyboard, which will connect to your device, because I've got that on here. So I can unlock, I can make payments and everything, and now from a wireless keyboard. So done, Apple.
And the keyboard is wireless, of course, and saves the cabling is just, it distracts from
that was the other thing I left out on here. On the power pack, they've put the Ethernet port as well. So if you want a hardwire, like we do for the show, it's out of sight, out of mind in the power pack. So again, just like that, but that's Apple. So they've really thought this out. Was it worth getting up at 3 a.m. for this? Definitely.
Yeah. And the iPad Pro. It was
fantastic. That iPad Pro is lovely. So Angela,
how do we go play with iPad Pro?
I believe it's going to be installed in like the next 2 weeks.
Great.
So we'll have to
I'm not waiting in line.
No.
Just saying.
You can just order one from me, us online. So that was that.
Okay.
That brings us to the end of Things with a Z.
Is that the mall?
That's the mall, Angela.
Is that the SMEmall.org?
Everyone, please, if you haven't come and signed up, please come get your free shop in the SME mall.
Is the technology show a shop in the mall?
The technology show is a shop in the mall, and today we're doing our featured products.
There's a 4-day sale. So on a serious note, boys and girls.
Yes.
The SMEmall.org is a genuine e-commerce online facility for anyone that has products or services. Brett, say that again. Products or services.
Definitely.
So if you are a profession that sells services, legal, accounting, consulting, anything like that, and you're looking at selling your services online, you don't need to worry about a website, even if you have one or don't have one. You don't have to worry about e-commerce, setting up backends, et cetera, et cetera. In 6 minutes, you can be on the SME Mall selling your services with all the links, anything that you need. You can be up and running. I don't know why you haven't already done it in the time that we've been
I don't know
talking.
why you haven't done it either. And there it is already. We've even got a dedicated tab for services.
And it's first in line.
So there we go. So I think that brings us to the end of it. It does.
Any
so we had
qua?
What's come through? Let's go back to the screen. Qua.
Can I use a mouse with my iPad?
So
Why?
someone's been thinking about it. So yes, I mentioned that just now. You can use a mouse and a keyboard. In fact, I've got a case. So when I leave home, I take my iPad out of its normal little flip case, and I put it into a case that's got a dedicated keyboard and a little slot for my pencil. So the pencil's in there, the keyboard's in there. But there's lots of really cool products. In fact, if you go to the SME Mall, Angela,
the mall.
So the mall, if I go back to here, there's the address.
SMEmall.org.
Just type tablet or Infiland, INFILAND. The Infiland brand of tablet case, it swivels. So it's got a connector that will fold onto itself, the keyboard. And when you lift up, you can actually swivel the tape. So if I'm presenting, I can sit there and turn it to face you.
Well, I have had a non-Apple iPad cover with keyboard.
I've used one as well.
For the last 8 years or 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
And it's just been fantastic. It's the least fussy thing that I have. It always works. I always know what's
There's some
going
really
on.
good ones. Logitech makes a really good brand.
There's some really, really good ones. And yes, it all comes inbuilt. And I don't know. Do you need a mouse with your iPad?
I use a mouse.
Do you?
Yeah. So if I'm trying to do a presentation, I don't want to sit there and touch the screen.
Right.
You can just click. In fact, I can actually now control it from our watch as well. So you can control PowerPoint from the watch.
Okay, that's that. What's the difference between POP and Imap when you set up your email account? It's either a POP or an Imap.
Right. So POP is when so the easiest way to set up an email account is POP. Now, what POP is? It literally, like it's saying, it pops to your computer. The problem with POP is that if you use email on your phone and your computer and on your tablet, you're going to get the email in all 3 devices.
Yes.
But if you delete it on one, it doesn't delete it on the others. There's no server technology behind POP. So it literally goes from their server, POP, onto your machine.
In which case, I know that I am Imap.
Right. So Imap is like Google is a great example, or Office 365 if you're using Microsoft.
That's what I do.
You delete it on your phone, it deletes it across everything else.
Correct. And I'm very careful now. I don't delete anything off my phone. I only delete off my desktop.
Why? What's the reason for that?
Because I want to be sure that I'm looking and deleting in context.
Okay.
Because I know that once
it does
I delete it.
So I was going to say, you can change your setting that it doesn't delete.
Yeah.
It goes into a deleted folder for 30 days.
Because when I delete permanently.
Now, seeing someone's asked this question, and generally POP accounts are like when you do these, when you go through ISPs, like internet service providers. One thing you need, I actually know who asked this question. That's why I'm smiling. The one thing about a POP account, it builds up memory on that server. So when you stop getting emails, it's because you haven't downloaded them and deleted them off your computer. So you've run out of space, which means you stop getting emails. So if you have the choice, always go IMAP. As I said, if you use Gmail, it is IMAP. So it will delete across. If you use Office 365, it is IMAP. It will delete.
Can I put Office 365 on my iMac?
Definitely. It's cloud-based. Well, there's Office. I use Office. That's PowerPoint. So you can.
Love it.
You're getting an iMac. Look,
it looks great.
Are you going to get the orange one?
No, red.
Oh, okay. I just thought for a second that orange, that nice
red,
Barbie color.
Red or pink.
Let's go back to those colors. Oh, the orange and the red are actually quite similar.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's no pink. There's a purple.
It's got it's almost like a salmon tangerine.
Yeah. So I would go the red or the lilac.
Lilac is quite nice.
Yeah, because lilac is harmony and it's calm.
Well, that brings us to the end of our show with harmonies and colorings in it. So hopefully that answered that question. And the person that asked that question, you can call me afterwards and I'll help you change
I have been
settings.
searching for a desktop with a camera. That's worthwhile.
Look at that. We could use that on our show. We should replace the studio with an iMac.
You should not.
Yes. No. Well,
at home. I want it.
That brings us to the end of our show, I think. So
now it's time to say goodbye to all my family.
That's the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah, I'm just saying we've come to the end of the show.
We have. Well, until next time, keep your screens clean
and your knobs shiny.